Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shifty Muffin, and this is Friday's free to play or need to pay. Now, the game we're covering today is one I've meant to cover for flipping ages. It's the first one I covered. It's the first one I recorded, ready to cover and give to you guys as a free to play or need to pay. But unfortunately, the footage went tits up. But get to my point. This is Hazard Ops. Now, on Hazard Ops, there are various game modes, but the whole idea between it is coming straight into the game, you get to choose lobbies. Now, the first choice you'll get is making a character. The character is very straightforward, male or female. You choose. You can choose preset faces, you can choose hairstyles. It's all very cool. Now, we'll get over to why my character looks like he's running like Action Man in a moment. Anyway, so the first few options selections you get is male or female, choose your character. Second one you get is do you want to play player versus player or do you want to play PvE? PvE being this. This looks like a horde mode. This is actually basically a horde mode. You fight against waves of enemies in an area, having to do certain objectives. Be it kill everyone in the area, be it smash a load of crate boxes open, be it kill certain characters first in a sort allotted time limit. It's fun. This game mode alone is what got me to stay on this game and play it for as long as I have, which is about 50 hours FYI. Now, the first thing that I like about this game is the fact that without having to put, you really do not have to put money into it. Right now, I keep saying a lot of the games I show you are the ones you'd have to put money into. There's only a few out there that are as bad as to make you have to pay before you get in there. One in particular was a racing game, and I loaded it up. It took me an hour and a half to download because my internet was a bit fishy. And after an hour and a half download, I thought, right, I'm going to get some good racing experience. Even if it's not the best experience in the world, at least I'm going to get to race a car. And then before I could do anything, I had to buy a car to actually play the game. And I just threw my mouse at my monitor and walked away. I was so annoyed. Anyway, this is not that. This is not that. This one, you go straight in there, it gives you a gun straight away. It gives you the one I'm using right now, which is Scar. And that's a good gun. It's a very effective gun, and it's yours. Permanently yours. It's as good as any other gun in the game. It's effective. The ammo on is good. It fires at a reasonable pace. The recoil's not bad. Good. Everyone will like this. It's a good all-rounder. Um, right there, you saw the gold minigun. We'll get back to that in a minute. So this one here is a horde mode. Right, you fight against waves of enemies, and at the very end of them, there's always a boss. Right, the boss on this one is my particular favourite, as it looks like a certain female character that we all know from StarCraft 2. But back to this. So, golden gun. This here looks badass. Waiting for someone to kill. I think, is he? Yes, there is. Right here, I'm like, okay, got to wind it up, and they are. It hits like a truck. But what I didn't realise that everything sort of comes through, so I'm like, okay, no, okay, I'll drop that. I'm gonna have to keep going because I've got some badass enemies after me. And unfortunately, everything jumps out the walls here. I mean, this is literally an Aliens moment where it's like, come out of the goddamn walls, and they really did. But more about that golden gun. So, after that wave of enemies that you saw me struggling with, I went back and the golden gun had actually run out. It had just disappeared. It was on the floor and then it was not. It was gone. Anyway, this game mode here, you start off the allocated map and you work your way through. And from there, you open up doorways, which is similar to something you do on Gears of War. You'll open up certain doorways and you use your points to open up the map more. Now, this one here, I started off in that small square down here, but this ramp that I'm on, you have to work your way through about 3 doors, and you get up to the top of this ramp, and you can use 800 points, which buys this ramp for you. In fact, no, it's 1,000 points. I lied to you. And before we get any further into this, I'll quickly go back to my Gears of War comments. On Horde mode on Gears of War, what you'll do is you'll use your points to buy, like, reinforcements, or you'll, like, buy, like, barbed wire fencing or turrets or something. That's what I meant. I'm not saying that you have to buy doors on it. Sorry. Now, the pistol I'm using is the second one I unlocked. The first one you start off with is the M1911, one of my favourite pistols. I have gone on a rant about how much I love that pistol in my Far Cry videos. So if you're not already aware of those, you've not watched many of them, check them out. Always wanting people to check out more of my footage, see if there's anything they like, if there's anything they don't like, let me know what's going on. This in particular is probably my favourite series actually, because it means I get to really go out and taste the whole palette of what Steam's got to offer in their free-to-play series. Because I love the idea of free-to-play games. Right, the first free-to-play game that I found on the Xbox 360 was actually World of Tanks. I'm not saying it was the first one, but it's the first one I encountered. As you come to Steam and you just are swimming in them, you can't turn for tripping over an F2P title. And these guys look a lot worse than they are, but you know, luckily I have the ability to roll around like a madman. I realise that when doing these videos, and I would like someone to comment or at least just say, Shifty, shut up. but I do waffle a little bit in the videos. I mean, I've done the waffle warnings. We've gone over this, the mumbling muffins and the waffle warnings, but I always bring it up. Like, I do waffle, I know, but I always feel that I want to talk a bit more about what the game's got to offer. Like, this one is a cool game. It's a free-to-play title. I'm not saying these graphics are the best in the world. I'll tell you what, considering you didn't pay for the sodding thing, and you probably don't have to put a lot of money into it either, then you know you get what you deserve, right? It's a bloody good game for what it is. I particularly love the fact that I've put about a fiver into this game so far, just because it doesn't need much more than that from me personally. They've constantly got offers on the in-game money, which is awesome, and there's actually quite a large variety of weaponry and stuff like that without having to put the money in anyway. Like, yeah, okay, you don't own many weapons on the game usually because it requires a hell of a lot of grinding in order to use the in-game currency. I've put, just to reiterate something, I said earlier I put 50 hours into this game. That's 50 hours of me sitting in like lobbies and shit like that, playing around. Um, on my particular Muffin account, this account of Steam that I use, I've got just under 30 hours of it. I've got 20 on the other one. It's a fun game. I mean, I can't not play it. I've done some of these missions several times, but every time you complete them, you unlock the next difficulty, and with the next difficulty comes like more badass and horrible enemies, and it's just although it's grinding, although it's the same thing over and over again, I don't get bored of it. You can play it over and over and over within reason. Right, sadly I've stopped playing this game as much as I used to. I slowed down for the main part because we all got new computers. We were able to run things on ultra settings. So we've been playing things like the latest Call of Duties or Battlefields, or we've been playing the latest Far Cry, which you've seen in some of the videos. Like, just things like that, we sort of moved up a bit. But things like Need to Play, it's like, my free-to-play Need to Play is close to my heart, because this is where I started my PC gaming as a thing. I mean, I played this, I enjoyed it. I thought, well, this is amazing. Does everyone know about this? I mean, I spent a lot of time on YouTube just procrastinating, not doing schoolwork or not doing like revision for work or something like that. And this guy decides, you're gonna hit me in the club, I'm gonna smack you back. Eventually, I get him. Like, here it is. Badass. Hey, this guy here, this is a boss. But I'm gonna quickly finish what I was saying. I wanted to share on YouTube what it is I do during my gaming because there's so many things I hadn't heard of, and I'm a fairly in touch guy, like, when it comes to gaming and the news like that, I've got my finger to the pulse. I generally know what's going on when it's happening. But I didn't know about these free to play titles like this. Like, I'd always gone, well, it's free to play, then it can't be that good. Bollocks. If by any act of God you somehow not managed to play a free to play game yet, start with this one. By no means should you not start with this one. It's a brilliant game. It offers plenty of playability. Right, this section here, I shouldn't, just to clarify, this level I've done it all on my own. I shouldn't have been doing it on my own. I should have had somebody join me by now. This isn't open lobby, but for some reason no one's joined at this stage. Rarely that happens, but on this occasion it did. And I suppose that's probably for the best, because you got to see me sort of show you that you can do it on your own. I mean, I'm a fairly average player on this. I mean, it looks like I'm being quite accurate, but it's not too difficult. I mean, as soon as you zoom in like that, the character starts moving dead slow, and it's very easy to alter yourself in the right positions. So that's cool. Double tapping the space bar lets you dive, and that's really good for getting yourself out of trouble. So I mean, it's just a good game. With friends, it's brilliant. With randomers, it's just as brilliant because the community is really friendly on this, which is what I like. The only issue that I have with this game really, and the reason I'm not going to show you it, is that the online player versus player, in my opinion, is kind of pay to win. Just a bit. I mean, you play it. I mean, don't get me wrong. The weapons you start with are great. I mean, that Scar L is great. The M1911 is great. Um, if you were to take your time and you were to go onto the Hazard Ops website and click on the Enlist Now button, in the top right hand corner, there's a big green button that says Enlist Now, and you to register your account. What it does give you is it gives you some extra XP, it gives you a couple of silver bullets, and also it gives you a pistol. Now the pistol is particularly handy because the black pistol that it gives you is the one that I'm currently using. I said that you get an M1911 to start with, which is great, and it's just as accurate. It fires just as fast. But the one I've got now, which is the Tokarev, that thing's got like 10 extra damage on it, and it's a very powerful handgun, and that's really handy. And that's another freebie that they give you. That there is brilliant. But anyway, I said it's pay to win online, and the weapons that you get to start with are great. However, the ones that you can buy with the in-game currency eventually, or if you were to not want to wait that long, you were to take your time and you were to cut your time in half, and you were to use your own hard-earned money to go and buy their currency, then you'd be able to buy, like, say, a commando skinned bloody ump, or you could buy yourself a FAMAS. You could buy something that's just a lot better. And for some reason, these graphics here look a lot better in this cutscene, but the ending graphics look like crap. So that was upsetting. Um, anyway, the guns you can buy with your real money are extremely cool and handy, and they piss out bullets and they're accurate. As for the ones that you start with, aren't really as good. So a lot of people have put them, say, 5-10 quid into the game, and they have got the competitive edge, sadly. It's a little bit clunky as well trying to play this online because obviously when you're playing against other players, their reaction times are a lot faster than say the AIs. So when you're like wall sliding to go behind wall like cover or something, and your character doesn't do that, they dive out of cover. I mean, we had the same issues when we first started playing Gears of War, but the problem is Gears of War wasn't so bad because you could dive a lot more fluidly. It's a lot easier. I just want to on a keyboard. It's not the same thing. In my personal opinion, I mean, maybe you have a different experience to me. If you do, you think I'm talking crap, then by all means, the comments box is below. Negative or positive, I want to hear what you guys think about this so I can rectify it, so I can change the way that I bring these videos to you, change what I say, change the facts that I give you. But more getting around to the point, since you first saw this boss, you've probably been thinking the same thing I thought when I first watched it, is that Kerrigan? Seriously, she looks like Kerrigan from StarCraft. Now, I said StarCraft 2 earlier, she's in both, but I mean, you more see her in all her splendor like this in StarCraft 2, don't you? So I mean, she looks like Kerrigan. I mean, the whole like I don't know, like hybrid alien with a humanoid appearance. Yeah, that looks like Kerrigan to me. I mean, though as we know, Kerrigan's wings don't look like butterfly wings. They're more like one big bony talon. It's got no sort of webbing in between. So yeah, whatever. Anyway, this chick is a lot easier when you're working with friends. As I said, this is a team-based game, and you should be able to roll around with your mates, and you'd be picking each other up and stuff like that. As for I had no one wanted to join the muffin on this occasion, so it took me bloody ages to whittle away at her, but I do. Eventually I get her, but she keeps throwing onto Sonic Spikes. I'll tell you what, this particular section is fucking annoying. It's the first time I swore in this video, and that's because this is a pain in the ass. Because this chick lobs down those things, and if you don't move out the way in time, those, like, the spines just come out the floor, they just bug you up. Literally just single hit, right, you're down. And the good thing however, all is not lost. When you go down on this, you don't immediately respawn. It does punish you slightly, and you have to use a token to get yourself back up. And there's only a finite amount of tokens you can use. Now, when you first go into these levels, you get two tokens. Might be three. No, you get 3 green tokens, which are the 1-up tokens, and that means you get up once. Once they're gone, you have to go into your own personal stash of tokens, and they're silver tokens. And those can run out. You have to use your earned currency in the game to buy more. Right, they don't automatically recharge. You don't get more at the beginning of the month or anything like that. Right, you have to buy more. So that could be a pain in the ass, but whatever. I mean, the whole idea is that you learn to get better at this game and you enjoy it by obviously improving. Like with experience comes improvement, and it's cool. You'll be fine. You'll get those tokens, I promise you. You're not going to face a big issue with it. However, one little thing you can do to get around that, which it's been overlooked. I don't know why it's like this, but it's not the end of the world that it is like this. But if you do run out of tokens, you can't do anything about it. Then all you do is you find the match. You leave the match. You find the match that you were in, and you go back into it, and automatically you start again with all the same tokens from the same point, right? And you get all your XP back as well. So who cares really? I mean, you still get everything. So I mean, that's not. It's more you buy these tokens to avoid the inconvenience of having to exit and enter again. But I mean, this game as an all-rounder, I really like it. I mean, it's got plenty of aspects to it. It's got really long mission modes. It's got really long modes where you just hold out against waves of enemies. There's plenty to do on it. But however, this game mode here, which is called Survival, is the only one that I play particularly because it's the only one that I enjoy as much. I mean, the player versus player is really good, but after a while, it gets really tedious. I actually went to record some footage for you so that I could show you what the player versus player was like. And had I put it on here, all you would have watched is me die 15 times and get 1 kill. And also hear me swear and come up with some swear words that you may never have heard. In fact, they might have been made thousands of years ago, and I'm talking an ancient language because I got so flipping annoyed. Anyway, got cocky here, got the pistol out, and I decided, you know what? Take it, bitch. You're gonna get the Tokarev. It's quite cool. I mean, I like the way literally just going down. Yeah, this last kill, it's like just poof, sit down, poof, down you go. I love it. But I see, what's this all about? I mean, the graphics get so bad here. Like, literally, these squares, this scene is made with Lego. But anyway, it's going nearer an end. Right, so I'm not gonna waffle on with a new topic of the video, but it's really cool. I mean, you saw that I played on my own, got something like 115 kills. Can't quite see because my screen's quite small at the moment. I'm just narrating over in because I can see vaguely what's happening, but yeah, getting back to it. Got quite a lot of kills. Got one death. Right, I didn't show you that because it was kind of hectic and I had everything still on top of me. But I died once. I used one up coins. Didn't cost me anything. That was awesome. Right, you can use that as well. But the mission complete. At the end of the mission, you get such currencies and things like that. I got a bit more than normal. Like this is not a normal amount that you get. The S rank was rather charming, but I got more because I got achievements than that. But anyway, this has been Friday's free to play or need to pay. And hopefully you want to play this game. I certainly did. Peace.